welcome back to the Jack of Cars YouTube channel. Today we are very lucky to have the Ferrari 488 Spider. This car, brand new, cost nearly £300,000. It's only got 1,000 miles from new, and it's a 2018 18 plate, and still now today this car is worth £225,000. This car goes 206 miles an hour. It goes 0 to 60 in 3 seconds, and it's one of the fastest road cars ever to be produced by Ferrari. Presented in the very best colour in Rosso Red with Nero Black interior, this is a 7-speed automatic 3.9 twin turbo V8 engine. This produces 660 brake horsepower, and the only reason that the owner actually bought this from new is that in order to get to the Ferrari Pista, which is a limited edition, the fastest Ferrari ever built, you have to go and spend nearly £1 million with Ferrari first in order to get on the list. So this is one of them vehicles. He bought it from new, he spec'd it up with £50,000 worth of options, costing a total of £300,000 for him only to do 800 miles in the car, so then he can go and buy another one to get on the list and hopefully get his Ferrari Pista. But today, this is the Ferrari 488 Spider. Enjoy. Okay, so I just wanted to show you this angle of the vehicle. So the whole car has been designed by Ferrari for the driver in mind. It's designed like an F1 car, so hopefully from the angle that you're looking at now you can see the view that I've got. So as you can see, this is all contoured and detailed, so these air vents are actually pointing towards the driver in a sort of triangular shape. Obviously you can see all this carbon fibre. The biggest thing about this car, which I love, is the steering wheel. So it's got a flat bottom steering wheel and flat top, very similar to the F1. You've got shift indicator lights that go across here that I'll show you in a second. They actually go up, and as you should change on your paddle shifts behind here, it notifies you when to change. But as you notice, you've got the Manettino switch here, which you can put it into different modes. So you've got wet mode, you've got sport mode, race mode, CT off, and escape off. Now, escape off, CT off, I personally wouldn't advise to ever put them things on if you really don't know what you're doing, unless you're on a track and you've got a seriously good driver with you. The most common mode is to put it in sport mode, but if it is wet, and it can be, you know, we're on the UK roads, it's advised to put it in wet mode, which is its safest mode to be in. You've got the engine start stop here, which looks like a rocket. You press this button and that puts ignition 2 on, and then just a touch of a button. What you'll also know here is this is the Ferrari key, what a cool key it looks like, and there's actually a little space for it down in the front, so you can put that there and just admire your red Ferrari key. Hopefully you can see that in the camera frame. As you can see here, you've got your indicators on your left and on your right, so you haven't got stalks either side. You have to get used to it. It actually takes you a bit of time to learn how to drive this car. You've got your flashing lights here, your dampeners, and your window wipers. Also, what you've got is a reverse button down the bottom, so your gears are automatic unless you want to go in the paddle shifts on the left hand side and right side of the steering wheel, but your reverse and your auto mode is down here. You've also got a cool button called launch mode, which I'm not going to have the opportunity to do, unfortunately, but basically what you need to do is put your left foot on the brake, right foot on your accelerator, press launch, and the car goes off like a rocket. Okay, so this is a view from the driver's cockpit, as I can see now. So excuse that my legs are in the camera, but I just wanted to show you how it's designed. So you press the start button, ignition 2, starts the car up. So as you can see in the middle, you've got your nice rev counter in the center. On the left-hand side, you've got all the performance of the vehicle and the torque and the brake horsepower and things. So you've got one dash over here. You've got your central dash in the middle, and on the right hand side is your infotainment system, and that's controlled over here. So you've got your main menu, your phone, your satellite navigation, your media, and then over here on the left hand side you've got the pit lane stops, turbos, and you can basically, if you can take it on a track day, you can actually record its lap times and pit times from this side. So you've got the left side performance of the car, center the speed that you're going, and also the rev counter, and on the right hand side your infotainment system. And I also just wanted to show you here the steering wheel, the carbon fibre it's got on it, indicators left and right, wipers, lights, dampeners, Manettino switch to change the modes, and that's what I was on about earlier. The Ferrari key just sits in the centre. So here you've got something called the air suspension nose lift. So because it's got a low front splitter, you have to press this button to rise the splitter up, so to get over small obstacles and speed bumps. So this car has a £9,000 option, which is a limited edition paint, which is, if you can see here, this is not a sticker, this is actually hand painted red, blue and white and back to red again. So that goes over the centre of the car and through to the back. It's really iconic. It actually looks a little bit like the Speciale, the Ferrari Speciale. It's not the Speciale, but it has that image and look of it. £9,000 option that is. This car has nearly £50,000 worth of upgrade. The base starting price of this car is £250,000. This car was $298,000 from new because of its options and its upgrades. So it's got a front carbon fibre splitter. I don't know the exact price of these. I think these are about £13,000 for this carbon fibre option. As you go around the car, you can see that it's got bright yellow brake calipers, ceramic brakes, 20-inch gloss black wheels on it as well. You see here, this carbon fibre feature, that's an extra. Anything carbon fibre on the car that you see is an optional upgrade on Ferrari. As you look into the back of the car as well, you've got carbon fibre round the rear of the lights. And of course, one of the most iconic things on the Ferrari 488 is that it's got the rain deflect. On an F1 car, they've got these rain lights that will flash in F1 driving. That is actually your rear fog light, so that mimics the F1 car. Okay, so here I am inside the Ferrari 488 Spider, and I'm going to give you a quick drive time, what my opinion is driving this car. So obviously this is one of the best cars on the planet, and for me to be able to have one of these today, I feel extremely lucky to be able to test drive one and showcase some of the cool features and what this car's about. So I've got the roof off at the moment so you can hear the engine, hear the roar of the Ferrari, and I hope you enjoy this. So that's in park now. I can flick it into neutral, double paddle. I mean, that just sounds amazing. Right then, gear one, let's go. I mean, the pickup on it, this car does 0 to 60 in 3 seconds flat. It's got a top speed of 206 miles an hour. Unfortunately, around these country roads today, I'm not going to be able to get it anywhere near that. That's 3 times the speed limit, but I just wanted to, hopefully you can feel what I can feel in this car whilst I'm driving it. It's just immense. This is the best car I've ever driven, bar none. The handling of it, I mean, I'm going around some country roads here, but it's just so planted. It feels like you're in control and command of the road. I can't describe how well it drives. All the aerodynamics of the vehicle has air going, someone's waving at me there, air going through the front, over the bonnet, through the air intakes, and it actually provides downward force, so the car stays planted, and that's exactly how it feels. It feels so solid, like it's glued to the road. You can just hear that roar as well, that Ferrari roar. I mean, the confidence that it gives you. Hopefully I'm going to get off these country roads and go up a bit of a straight. Downside is you've always got to go slow over these speed bumps, really slow. That front splitter, I think the carbon fibre option rather, is something like £13,000 as an option. So the last thing you want to do is crunch on the speed bump. So I'm just going to put my foot down. I mean, that was a bit twitchy. I mean, the handling of it, how it feels, how it drives, it just feels like I'm in command of the road. The car's too fast. It's just too fast. I mean, you can't take it to its full capabilities. You ease off far too soon because you just think this car's going to command me. I'm not in control of this thing. And this is with sport mode on at the moment. You can put it into different modes on the steering wheel, which I'll show you in a bit. But this is the most common mode that it's on sport mode. And even when it's a little bit wet and a little bit windy, it still feels like it's ludicrously angry. And that if you don't know what you're doing, you could be in some serious trouble. But wow, the sound, just amazing. I mean, the adrenaline that it gives you Feels like you're taking off in an aircraft. Honestly, this car puts a big smile on my face. Oh, now that is the feeling that a £300,000 car gives you. Just can't turn the smile off my face. I mean, the handling, the steering wheel, it's quite rigid, it's quite stiff. It feels like I just touch it left and right and the car just does exactly what it asks you to do. So you just touch it left and it goes left immediately. There's no lag, there's no delay. And that roar, just that roar. Oh my God, the sound of it just goes through you. I'm just going to turn around here. But the control that you've got, this is going to be the closest thing to an F1 car you're ever going to drive on the road. This whole car is geared around an F1, Formula 1 race car. The design of it, the look of it, the feel of it, the drive of it is you are a race car driver on the UK roads and you've got the capability of going 206 miles an hour. And for that, it's going to cost you £300,000. Woo! So comfortable as well, you know. Excuse me. So comfortable as well. You know, these are bucket Recaro suede leather seats, and actually you feel so safe and secure in them. The contours of them, design, everything has been thought of. Everything in this vehicle is simply perfection. It's like music to your ears, that sound. Oh. Visibility is amazing. You've got loads of view of the road. What I do like about this car is that from a driver's perspective, you can see the contours of the front of the bonnet. It kind of dips down and it disappears. But the big wheel arches, the bulbous wheel arches at the front. I look in my rear view mirror on the right hand side, I can see the rear intakes. So you can imagine the air whistling over the bonnet, straight over the top of the car, through the air ducts, planting the car, giving you that performance that is just the best in the world. Woohoo! Absolutely amazing. This car, for me, is the best car I've ever driven in my life. I mean, you hear about Ferraris, you hear about supercars. This car oozes class, it oozes style, elegance. I think it's quite a sexy car. You know, you've got Lamborghinis and you've got the other performance, high performance sports cars, but a Ferrari is just a gentleman's vehicle. And this car is the best of the best. The amount of looks that you get every time you hear the car roaring down the road, everybody starts looking. They've got the phones out. I mean, there's this guy here, he's got his phone out right now. Everybody loves it. It's like a nod, like a seal of approval, brother. That is a serious car. And yet, when you're driving it quiet and calm and relaxed and you're not hammering the accelerator around these country roads, it's actually really comfortable, smooth, nice Sunday leisurely afternoon drive. Like, you can actually just tool around in this car and you still have just as much enjoyment. I mean, the looks of it just says it all. But you can actually have a comfortable drive in this car, which is what I quite like about it actually. The fact that it's not just going to be wrapping you around and pushing you back and forward all the time through these bends. I'm just tooling here at 20 miles an hour and it's just beautiful. It's lovely, it's luxury inside. It's an F1 car, F1 styling, F1 performance with the luxury of a Rolls-Royce or a premium brand hotel, or a 7-star bed and breakfast hotel in Dubai or something like that. It just got that feel of class and oozy sass and style. Just that sound though. Just, I mean, honestly, the adrenaline that I've got, it just feels like I've just been on a roller coaster. Have you ever been on that roller coaster? I think it's called Rita Queen of Speed or something at Drayton Manor Park. And you get off that ride and you're like, whoo, like your breath's gone. That's exactly how I feel now. So there you have it. That is Jack's review of the Ferrari 488. This car, £300,000, has been an absolute pleasure to review today and to hopefully showcase some of the cool features of the car and what my opinion is. I'm not a specific car reviewer as such, all the stats and the facts of the vehicles. I just think I'm fortunate enough to have these cars and I want to showcase them in the best light possible and show you some of the quirky features about the car. So in my opinion, this car is the best car I've ever driven in my life. I think it's one of the best cars on the planet. The looks of it, the styling, the performance, the drive, I think it's really subtle. Even though it's loud, it's Rosso red, I think it's really subtle styling. Is there any negatives? It's a Ferrari. What could you possibly say is a negative? Maybe the price, £300,000, that's one thing. Practicality, yeah, you can't fit your golf clubs in it, you can't fit a suitcase really in it, but who cares, it's a Ferrari. As ever, my business is called Sell Your Car to Jack. This is the Jack of Cars review channel. I buy cars off the general public every day and I will offer you a quick and easy way to sell your car. If you want a price off us, just go onto the website www.sellyourcartojack.com and I'll give you a free online quotation. Until next time, bye bye.